Hello and welcome to eChinese Learning Pod, your go-to podcast for learning Chinese and exploring Chinese culture. To protect speakers' privacy and enhance audio quality, some or all voices in this episode are created with AI assistance.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Today's topic is one of my personal favorites, food-related expressions in Chinese.
Yes, and this is where Chinese gets really fun, because in Chinese, eating doesn't always mean eating.
Exactly. In daily life, Chinese people use the word 吃, which means to eat, to talk about emotions, relationships, work, even legal trouble.
And sometimes, these expressions have almost nothing to do with food anymore.
So we decided to make this a two-part series. This episode is all about 吃, eating expressions, and in the next episode, we'll talk about 喝, drinking expressions.
If you're learning Chinese, this is really useful because you'll hear these phrases all the time, but textbooks don't always explain them.
All right, let's start with a very common one. 吃醋.
Literally, 吃means to eat, and 醋means vinegar.
But together, 吃醋means to feel jealous, especially in romantic situations.
The feeling is kind of sour, like vinegar, so emotionally sour.
For example, 他跟女同事多说两句，女朋友就开始吃醋了。
That means he talked a bit more with a female colleague and his girlfriend started to feel jealous.
Important note, this phrase is very common and very natural in spoken Chinese.
Next one might sound funny, but it's very Chinese. 吃软饭.
Literally, eating soft rice.
But the real meaning is living off someone else financially, usually a man relying on a woman.
It often has a slightly negative or mocking tone.
Here's the example. 新剧男主被弹幕吐槽专业吃软饭.
That means viewers were mocking the male lead for always relying on women financially.
You wouldn't usually say this about yourself. It's more something people say about others.
吃老本. This one is very useful in work or business contexts.
老本 means old capital, old savings, or past achievements.
So 吃老本 means relying only on past success and not making new efforts.
For example, 产品不更新，再这么吃老本，用户迟早跑光。
Translation, if the product doesn't improve and just keeps relying on past success, users will leave sooner or later.
You can use this for companies, people, even celebrities. Now let's move to something more positive. 吃定心丸.
dìngxīnwán literally means a pill that calms your heart.
So, 吃定心丸 means to feel reassured, to finally feel at ease.
Example, 政策一落地，开发商集体吃了定心丸。
That means once the policy was announced, developers felt reassured.
This is a great phrase for news, business, or social topics. This next one sounds dramatic. 吃哑巴亏.
A yǎbā is a mute person, and kuei means loss.
So, 吃哑巴亏 means suffering a loss but being unable to complain or explain.
Like when something unfair happens, but you can't do anything about it.
Example, 机票被临时取消，没赔偿，只能吃哑巴亏。
Meaning, the flight was canceled last minute, no compensation, so you just had to accept the loss. This one is very cultural. 吃dòufu.
Literally, to eat tofu.
But in daily Chinese, it means taking advantage of someone, usually in a sexual or inappropriate way, often mild but still uncomfortable.
Example, 地铁里有人故意往身上挤，明显在吃豆腐。
That means someone was intentionally pressing against others on the subway, clearly taking advantage. This phrase is common, but be careful when using it. It's sensitive.
Last one for today. 吃官司
官司
means a lawsuit or legal case.
So 吃官司 means getting sued or facing legal trouble.
Example, 虚假宣传被举报，这下商家要吃官司了。
Translation, false advertising was reported, and now the company will face a lawsuit.
Again, notice how 吃 doesn't mean eating at all. It just shows experiencing something.
So today we looked at 7 very common Chinese expressions that all use 吃, but none of them really talk about food.
This is why Chinese eating culture is so interesting. Not just what people eat, but how food words describe life.
In the next episode, we'll talk about 喝, drinking expressions, and those are just as fun.
If you're enjoying this podcast, make sure to follow eChinese Learning, where we share more practical Chinese expressions and easy-to-understand cultural explanations.
And if there's a word, phrase, or topic you'd like us to explain next, feel free to leave a comment and tell us.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Want to practice what you've learned today with a real Chinese teacher? You can get a free one-on-one trial lesson at eChineseLearning.com. That's it for today's episode of eChinese Learning Pod. Thanks for tuning in.